All right, let's talk rope climbs. So at 46 years old, I grew up watching a guy named Michael Jordan transform the sport of basketball by the way he played the game. Then as a young man, I saw a guy named Tiger Woods come along and transform the sport of golf by the way he played the game. And then as an older man, about 15 years ago now almost, we saw a guy named Rich Froning come along and transform the sport of CrossFit. And one of the ways he did that was through the rope specifically that I want to zero in on for you all today. We saw the rope present a season of adversity for Rich that drew him closer to Jesus and transitioned him into this opportunity he had, right, to change the game by using the sport to draw or tell others about Jesus and draw others to him. So that's Mayhem Nation in a nutshell. Faith, family, fitness, service, right? It's values that we get a chance to use this sport to tell others about Jesus. So I love that. But let's talk about the skill of the rope climb, because not only did Rich then develop the skill to get up and down the rope really easily, but it was especially his technique to come down the rope fast that again separated him from the field, drew other people's attention to his techniques and how they could too implement those things to be better in the sport. So again, he changed the game. So there's 3 methods to climbing the rope that I want to highlight for you today. As a former 22-year almost United States Marine on the infantry side of operating and gunfighting and all that stuff, climbing the rope was something I was taught at an early age and got better at it over the years, where I could not only climb it well, but climb it legless certainly, but then climb it with a load as well, which is what allowed me to kind of experiment with different rope climb techniques that would implement a different braking style that would allow me to again climb the rope under load more successfully. And again, the more you can use your legs in this thing to handle that kind of load, or just the load of your body weight, the easier the rope climb is. So here's the 3 techniques. You can play around with them. For me, really the big difference is not only being able to handle the load that I'm going up with at a 200 plus pound guy, or just with a vest or a ruck or something like that on. It's not only the braking system aspect of it for me, but it's also the rope burn aspect of it for me. Playing around with these different techniques allows me to get up and down the rope without really tearing myself up really bad and kind of regretting that training day. So the first method is what's just simply known as the wrap method. For me, I'm right-handed, so at 6'2" almost, I will either reach really high or jump to get my first grip, and then it's a matter of bringing knees up as high as I can and setting in the brake with whatever technique I'm going to use, and then just simply stand up on that brake and re-grip and then do it again. For me, at almost 6'2", I can do that 1.5 times to get all the way to the top of a 15-foot rope, which is really efficient. And then the challenge then is getting down a little bit quicker, figuring out where that stopping point is so that I can just jump to the ground. And I'm still working on that, quite honestly. So for me, I'm right-handed. So I'll reach up or jump up to establish my grip, and my knee is always going to go, my right leg knee is always going to go up over or outside of the rope, right knee on the outside of the rope every single time. From there, what changes is what method I want to use. So for the wrap technique, it's just a matter of wrapping your leg all the way around the rope so that the rope now is over the top of my foot, and then all I'm going to simply do is take my left foot and put it on top of that rope and pinch the rope between my feet. That's my brake. It's going to allow me to stand up. Okay, I personally don't like this one as much because the rope is so wrapped around my leg that I'm trying to not get rope burned to death, but that's the wrap technique that's pretty popular. The second technique is what I used for years in the Marine Corps, which gets me up the rope really, really easy with a good brake on it. I can brake with heavier loads on me, but coming down the rope wasn't as fast because it's such a good brake for me. So this technique, again, knee on the right side, foot then is going to come behind the rope, and then all I'm going to do is sweep my left leg underneath that rope, catching the rope, and again bringing it between my 2 feet. So in this time, whereas the wrap technique, my left foot was on top of my right, now my left foot is going to be under for this technique. So again, the sweep under. You can see how easily I can stand up on that thing with the rope pinched between my feet. So again, both techniques, right knee is outside. I'm either wrapping around and putting my brake foot on top, or right knee up, foot behind, knee stays on the outside, and then I'm going to sweep under. The last technique is the one that Rich uses, and he almost, if you watch him in videos, he's essentially going to kind of have his brake foot going underneath and sweeping the rope first and then stepping on top. So again, right knee on the outside. This time the foot is going to stay over the outside of the rope, not come behind like I just did in the second technique. So as he sweeps that foot underneath, he's just going to step on top. And there's your technique. The rope is just between my legs. It's not really wrapped around my legs, which allows me to come down a lot faster. It took me a while to transition to this because just by habit, I was so used to that second technique. So this is what Rich does. For me, this has been super efficient. So jumping up, see I sweep the rope, step under it. One more time. Sweep the rope with the left foot, knee and foot go around the outside. So everything's kind of coming from the left, or from my right to my left, is that third technique that Rich uses. Everything in the right to the left for me as a right-hander. Knees on the outside, left foot's gonna sweep the rope, right foot's gonna come over the rope from right to left and step on my left. One more time, a little bit slower for you. Right there, step on it, up we go. Big difference for that for me is the rope is almost on my ankle, whereas the second technique here, the rope is really on top of my foot more. Don't really know why that is, it's just the way the leverage works for me. So I hope that helps you get up and down this rope a whole lot better.